Perfect, perfect, perfect. All right, guys, what's up, and welcome back to the channel. I just came in not too long ago. I actually was gonna shoot this video with the GoPro camera just to get a bit of a different perspective, but it's kind of late, and I just feel like there's some thoughts that I really need to get off my chest. A lot of recent things that have been happening, and personally, I'm very sorry that I haven't been able to post as much on the channel as possible. So in reference to some of the other things that I spoke about in the previous videos, at the current moment, I still haven't recovered, my shirt, or any of my missing items for that matter from last year. But that's neither here nor there. So, we're going into another year here in Japan, another working season. For a lot of people, the month of April in Japan represents change. A lot of people they go switch from different surroundings. They might start a new job, switch working environments, or move from one city to another city for different reasons. This is usually a time where there's like these really big changes happening all over Japan. And I'm definitely in that mix too as well. There has been a lot of changes. A lot of things have happened, especially involving my situation and what's going to be happening. So currently, I don't know much about what's going to happen with me involving, my professional situation. But as far as YouTube is concerned and everything, it's good. We're networking. I am currently at the moment producing and working on a lot of content for you guys, because I know a lot of you. So some of you may know about some of the other projects that I work on. You know about my YouTube channel for airsoft or for fitness. So currently in the moment, with everything that's going on, we're just trying to just like kind of map out a whole lot of different collaborations that we want to do for each particular page, and that applies to literally everything. So definitely for this page as well, the whole goal is to get some more people on here, just to kind of give them more of a platform, and to give the viewers who watch the channel a kind of pretty much more of a view in terms of what's going on with me here, and exactly what I do, and what my day-to-day is like, and all these different things. So I've always kept this whole entire platform, whether it's on Instagram, especially on Instagram, and on YouTube, just pretty much vlog based. I feel like it kind of makes it authentic, and I'm not sort of going into all the aspects of sort of giving you a perception of what my situation is here. So in reference to what I was talking about before, so I have a big collaboration, hopefully, that will be coming really soon for you guys. So I don't want to spoil it, but I'm going to say that this is someone who is very important to me, and someone who has a very big, I would say, a substantial footprint in the Japanese business world, as someone who's a Japanese national. So look out for that. And I have a few people that have started pages recently, some friends that have also started their YouTube channels. So we want to try to get more of them, on here to make some good content for you guys. So that's, something that's really nice that we're working on currently. And that kind of brings me, over towards what I really want to talk about. And I don't want to, waste any time, because I gotta, wash, and tomorrow's another day. But, recently, for those of you guys who do really know, right, what I do. So I run several other pages, not to brag or anything like that, but this is, obviously the smaller page, the smallest out of all the pages that I currently run. You know, I do fitness, airsoft, jujitsu, all these other things I have going on. I have two main Instagram pages that have my full name, right? So when you Google me, for those of you guys who know, I started out my social media career as an athlete in that aspect. I started coming to Japan, competing in jiu-jitsu, won some titles, lost some titles, whatever the case is, and made a name for myself not only here in the context of, the grappling scheme, but also in, other places as well, for that matter. So, with that being said, I have my main page, which was an athlete page, which became a personal page. That over time, I worked with certain managers, and the opportunity was there to really grow it, and that's what we have been doing within the last few years through, collaborations and sharing and networking and things like that. And that's ultimately, an important thing that's going to kind of bring me to my next conversation: sharing and networking, right? Why is it important? Social media isn't just about us, but we're going to get into that. So, in a sense, building that network on that page. And then for the other realm, which is the fitness realm, so for me, I started, doing personal training in jiu-jitsu back in 2017 and 2018 when I was working as an instructor in New York City. And, I got the information, built the repertoire, and built the platform. Initially, I had I believe it was was it the Instagram? I think it was the Facebook. It was the Facebook. The Facebook was first. So we use the same principle as the Instagram, right? We have good athletes that we partner with, we have good relationships with, good ties with, shared content, which grew over the last several years. A few of them I've reposted on, the Airsoft page in the early days, but those people have branched off and have done other things and have grown other avenues for themselves. No problem. But this is something we've been doing for a long time. And to make a long story short, that flourished on Facebook. So now we use the same format, and we pretty much took that and sort of built it into what it is for Instagram and for YouTube. So I noticed now what you see is you have, a lot of budding content creators, especially on Instagram, because that's the one of the biggest platforms right now. Everybody wants to be on Instagram. Everybody wants to have a lot of followers. Everybody wants to get a lot of likes, a lot of views on their reels. They want to offer subscriptions, and that's cool, right? Is it sustainable? Maybe for those people who are, whether they're meta verified or they're verified through the platform based on, where they stand in the public, right? Those people would literally come out and tell you, hey, okay, well, I'm have such and such, I'm meta verified, I have a plethora of followers, right? And I have a plethora of engagements, right? Because it's all about engagements too, by the way. And, these people, they like and they comment, whatever the case is, and they love this content, whatever. People post all kinds of stuff nowadays that sort of pushes the envelope, and it's very weird how, the algorithm will basically sort of push other things, but they will sort of diminish or shadow ban other things. But that's a whole other topic. We're gonna stay out of that, right? So now, with this whole entire situation, you have all these budding content creators, and we're gonna look at fitness as an example, as sort of the main thing, because now, because of the way how Instagram works, right? Anyone can be a fitness model. Anyone can be a trainer in that sense, right? What do they need, right? They need a good body, okay? A captivating reel, good clothing that sort of exuberates some level of confidence and just an aura where they sort of give you an idea that they understand exactly that they understand everything that they're showing, and that you have an understanding that they are whatever they're portraying to be, or whatever the case is. So I ran into a few of these individuals, some that have shown a sort of different level of, um, I want to say, confidence other than others, which is cool, right? And this is not to say that, okay, well, um, no, everyone shouldn't have a choice, in a sense, to pretty much to do what they want on Instagram, or whatever the case is. Now, for me, I use my platform to share a lot of information. The same thing I did with jiu-jitsu. So in regards to fitness, different training methods, different recovery methods. I've attracted some good people in that process, and I've attracted some bad people. Good people in a sense where I've now worked personally with people that have now applied my system and are getting results. So that basically gives me a platform to show people what I can produce and what I can promote on a foreign stage. That's great and that's nice. For those of you who follow that content, you know what I'm talking about. I don't have to go into detail. But you have other people who, let's say, they're lesser known. Like there's one girl, I'm not even going to mention her. I will not mention you at any point during this video, whatever you want to call it, video, vlog, podcast. I will not mention you. But I'm going to use this as an example, because this is going to be the very last time for me personally that I'm going to go through this on the internet. Okay? So now, right, this person had roughly 5,000 followers and change, and they're posting. So now I'm the kind of person, right? A lot of people send me their reels. They send reels to my pages because they know that I will repost them, and then they'll repost them. Which is that I think that's great, because that's social media. I post things, sometimes people share it, and then they don't. For Facebook, people did it and it grew. YouTube is the same thing, but it's sort of more relative based on the engagement and the audience. But when it comes to Instagram, it's a little bit different, right? You kind of want to engage, your main people. So, right, a lot of creators send stuff to me. I know I have a lot of people on the platform, people that I have good business relationships with, if you want to say business, where I'm at a cusp where I'm literally trying to meet everybody face to face and develop a relationship, if that makes sense. But over the years, I have used this method to develop, just a really good community, right? That's what we're going to focus on, community, because a lot of people on the internet don't know what that means. And if you're one of those people who likes to have people follow and subscribe and share your stuff, and then when somebody asks you to reciprocate and you can't do that, that to me is a problem. That's a problem, right? So now, she's a girl. I don't know about, her content, but, or no, I'm not her content. Yeah, her content too, but also her background, because in her bio, I don't see anywhere where it says personal trainer. And this is why it's very important for you people. And I'm sorry, I shouldn't even say that, but for the public in general. Scratch what I just said. I want to be respectful. I'm in my feelings, because I'm reliving the moment and the whole interaction online. Yeah, deep breath. So there's nowhere in her bio where it says personal trainer, right? I'm not even, and I swear I won't go. I'm not gonna pull out my other phone. I'm not pulling anything up. Not putting you out there. You're not getting any clout from me whatsoever. Um, Whatever the case is, personal trainer, I'm sorry, nothing in regards to personal trainer, but based on what you're telling people, you just started working out, you're reading books, you're posting what you eat, you're posting some of these exercises, you're saying, okay, well, if you want to grow your glutes, do it like this. But you see, you don't have a really like a basis and a format to say, okay, well, this is what this works for X body type. You're showing what worked for you. Probably you started working out last year and you just decided to make a lot of reels because everybody's doing it and they're getting famous and making money. That's great. But, where's the authenticity? So now, yeah, so basically, what I just do, you go and you're making these videos. I repost a video, right? We have a little brief thing. Okay, you introduce yourself, whatever the case is. I don't even remember what happened in the thread because I deleted it. But we had a good talk, and I basically told you about something that could ultimately help you. You see, a lot of people that know about Instagram, they don't know about YouTube, about monetization and how it works, and essentially what the differences are in terms of earning potential. And that's not going to be what I'm going to talk about in this video. There's a ton of content out there where you could watch that, get that information. But people think that Instagram is the end all be all. So now this girl has some type of online plan that's literally fruitless. I'm going to say fruitless, but in terms of just like having any authenticity, there's none of that there, okay, which is cool. And then now you just have all these links to different things that are not concrete, right? And now I do my service, I do you a favor, and I share you on my platform. Some of you may not know what I'm talking about, but that's great. But it is now still bigger than hers. And I have the blue check mark. So now I go and I'm sharing you, right? And everything is good, right? Everything is good. In the process of you doing this, you grow at least 10,000 plus followers in the span of several weeks, right? Now watch this. This past week, I had a friend who just started her YouTube page, who just started her Instagram page. She's a mother, she's a small business owner. I have another friend who's also a mother who has a smaller YouTube page, who I helped her grow. I'm helping her grow currently on another channel. Now, what's interesting to me is, if you notice a trend here, I'm not Bill Gates. And even on this page right now, we're under 1,000. I don't know what happened, why that's the case, but like I said, it's a smaller page. But look at my position. And I'm helping to build other smaller platforms in different ways, smaller content. Whatever the case is, that's what I'm trying to do. And now I have this girl who just started her page, have another friend. So now these are two smaller pages. And several weeks ago, I started sharing your stuff. Everything was cool. You even wanted to collaborate, and I said yes. And you know what's funny? I literally told you that I would help you to create your page. I told you that I would help you to create your page. And basically, your whole thing was, okay, you're happy to get help, which is understandable. But what happens when you need to reciprocate this help? I think in general, people who are givers need to overall do a better job of vetting people. I am guilty of this myself. I am not excluding myself from this. I'm guilty because I don't do enough vetting. But you see, in this kind of situation, if I had been a little bit more selective, I could have completely saved myself from even dealing with this whole entire thing. It would, man, I wouldn't be feeling like this right now. So now let me break it down for you. So now I have one person on this side who was complaining about their job. I helped them make 3 YouTube channels. This is in the past month. Had several friends reach out for collaborations, have one on the way. And now I'm helping 2 smaller YouTubers. And I asked someone who I helped gain followers on their Instagram, 10,000 plus, to just not even to subscribe and follow 1 Instagram and 1 YouTube channel for each person. So that's 4 pages, 2 Instagrams, 2 YouTube channels. That's it. And after I shared this is what the person did. They texted me back and they told me, "Oh, send me their links and send me their @mark." I said, "Okay," and I sent them to you. I sent you their links and I sent you their @marks. These are Japanese women, instructors, teachers of Japanese for foreign people, just like me, and for people around the world. Maybe, and at some point in time, and where you're moving, I'm not even going to expose your business, but you're moving somewhere where you are going to be in a central area close to Asia, right? Now, this is not the first time that I've dealt with a situation like this with someone who's from where you're from. But you see, it's okay because I'm learning. But at the same time, I can't generalize anybody. And I don't want my viewers to. But I want you to just peep game. So now it's really interesting to me. So basically, you tell me, okay, send you the links. I send everything to you. And after I sent them to you and I said, "Thank you," you said, "No problem." And I said, "I would help you in any way I can if you guys ever come to Japan." And you know what this person did? They blocked me on Instagram and they blocked me on TikTok. Selfishness is very prevalent in our community, in our global community online. And that is my ending message of this video. This is not a rant. This is just a way to bring awareness. If you're watching this video and if you can understand the words that are coming out of my mouth, my advice to you is to protect yourself. And remember that nobody is more than you. And that's all I got to say. You guys have a good one.